Good morning, class 7th. We were reading page number 44. So students, open page number 44 in your science book and keep a pencil with you to underline hard words. In the previous class, we have understood about the clinical thermometer and the precaution should be taken for using clinical thermometer. Now in this class, we are going to study about the laboratory thermometer. Here I am going to read. Different types of thermometer are used to measure the temperature of different objects. One such thermometer is laboratory thermometer. You can see the figure 4.5, a laboratory thermometer. So different thermometers are used to measure the temperature of different objects. One such thermometer is laboratory thermometer. A laboratory thermometer measures the temperature generally in the range of -10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Is it clear? Another type of thermometer is maximum minimum thermometer. It is used to measure the maximum and minimum temperatures of the day. There is another type of thermometer which is called maximum minimum thermometer. This thermometer is used to determine the maximum temperature and minimum or lowest temperature of any day. In weather reports, the temperature reported in different cities is measured with maximum minimum thermometer. So the weather condition of different cities and different countries which we get to know from the news and the newspaper is measured by maximum minimum thermometer. The precaution needed while taking temperature with a laboratory thermometer are the same as those of a clinical thermometer. In addition to those, a laboratory thermometer should always be kept upright and not tilted. Also, the bulb of the laboratory thermometer should be properly dipped in the substance whose temperature is to be measured. The bulb should not touch the base or the side of the container. Okay, here you have to underline this word tilted, means bend. So we understood from this paragraph that the precautions that we need to take in using a clinical thermometer, we have to take the same precautions using a laboratory thermometer. In addition, we have to be careful while using laboratory thermometer that the laboratory thermometer always has to be held upright. It should not be bent at all. Apart from this, we also have to remember that the bulb of thermometer should be completely immersed in the substance of which we have to find the temperature. By knowing the temperature of the substance, we also have to take care that the bulb of the thermometer should not touch from the wall or base of the container in which substance is kept. Is that clear, students? Now here you can see in a green box digital thermometer. So this is the figure of digital thermometer. Mercury is toxic in nature. If a temperature thermometer breaks, it is difficult to dispose of the mercury. So nowadays mercury thermometers are being replaced by digital thermometers that do not use mercury. So students, here you have to underline two words. Toxic, which means poisonous, and dispose, which means you can say that dispose is get rid by throwing away something. So we have understood about the digital thermometer that mercury can be poisonous for us, because if the thermometer breaks in the mouth, then we will get this poison inside, and that can be very troublesome. Because of this, the mercury thermometer has been replaced by the digital thermometer, in which no mercury is used. Let us measure temperature with a laboratory thermometer in activity 4.3. Now you can turn the page. Activity 4.3. So you have an objective in this activity to observe the effect of temperature on mercury using a laboratory thermometer. To perform this activity, you have to take 3 conical flasks. What do you mean by conical flask? It is a lab instrument which is used for holding liquids and mixing them by swirling. So you have to take 3 conical flasks. In the first flask, add 100 ml tap water. So in the first flask, you have to add 100 ml tap water. Here you all can see figures. Now in the second flask, you have to add 100 milliliter ice cold water, and in the third flask you have to add 100 milliliter hot water. Put a rubber stopper with a hole on each. Okay, so this is the rubber stopper and it is fit in the hole of the conical flask. So rubber stopper is used to plugging joints of holes in laboratory glassware such as conical flask. One by one, dip the laboratory thermometer in the 3 flasks. So after these things, you have to dip the laboratory thermometer in the 3 flasks one by one. So in the rubber stopper, there is a hole, and from which you can dip the laboratory thermometer in the substance. Now make sure that the bulb is immersed in water and does not touch the bottom or the sides of the flask. So you have to make sure that the bulb is immersed in water, and bulb of thermometer, of laboratory thermometer, is immersed in water. Water means this liquid, and it does not touch the bottom of these containers or the side of these containers of the flask. Now you have to observe the movement of mercury in the thermometer in each flask. Wait till the mercury thread becomes steady. Steady means becomes regular or well ordered. So you have to observe the movement of mercury in the thermometer in each flask, and you have to wait till the mercury thread becomes steady or becomes well ordered or regular. Now you have to note the temperature in each case and record it in table 4.3. Here you can see that the table 4.3 is given, and you have to record the temperature, and you have to write here in front of tap water, in front of ice cold water, and in front of hot water. Now in this activity, okay, one line more. Heating expands mercury whereas cooling contracts it. So heating can expand mercury level of the laboratory thermometer, whereas cooling contracts the level of the mercury in the laboratory thermometer. Now here you have to underline some words: conical flask and rubber stopper and steady. Now answer orally. What is temperature? What is the normal body temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit? Why does an ice cube feel cold? So you all have learned about these things. You can give answer orally of these questions. Now transfer of heat. When you keep water on a glass stove, it becomes hot. On taking it off fire for some time, it becomes cool again. Why does it cool down? The water becomes cool by transferring its heat to the surrounding. Heat always gets transferred from hotter objects to colder objects. This heat transfer continues till both the bodies attain the same temperature. Okay. So from these paragraph we understood that you will often see when you fire a burner or gas stove in the kitchen and keep a container of water on it, the water gets hot, and when you turn gas stove off, the water cools down after some time. This happens because the heat of water continuously spreads around until the outside temperature and the temperature of water becomes same. Because heat always gets transferred from hotter object to the colder objects. Now here you can see modes of transfer of heat. The transfer of heat can occur through any of the following three methods. So there are the three methods from which transfer of heat can occur. Number 1, conduction. Number 2, convection, and number 3, radiation. So we will study about these methods in the next class. So that's all for today. Thank you, class.